Hey, casual crypto investor family. It is the casual crypto investor, and I am back with another video. In this video, we have a lot of information I want to share with you. One of the particular crypto tokens that I mentioned in other videos, but I really didn't get a chance to really cover because things were just happening so fast with XRP and other cryptocurrencies. And I definitely think it's one of those cryptocurrencies that sometimes gets forgotten about. And that particular crypto that I'm talking about is Stellar, XLM, right? I mentioned in other videos that Stellar had some insane gains over the past week or two. And obviously, I am a XLM holder. I do hold some Stellar, and I was very excited about the gains that happened over the past couple of weeks. And even at this point right now, even though the market's down, Stellar is doing a quote unquote stellar job, right? of keeping its kind of keeping its gains. It's down a little bit currently right now, but overall, I think that Stellar is one of those cryptocurrencies that if you have XL or XRP, you might want to own a little bit of Stellar. Not financial advice, but at least for my thought process in regards to investing in cryptocurrencies that have a real world utility and that do involve or do deal with the whole payment process and payment sector. And so XLM is definitely one of those companies or one of those cryptocurrencies that I do continue to buy. I do currently hold, and I do not see myself selling in the very near future, but maybe in the very distant future as the price of this particular token increases. So I have a lot of information I want to share with you. That's just the tip of the iceberg. But for right now, let's take a look at the overall crypto market. It looks like we're continuing to kind of trend down a little bit and kind of cool off a little bit. We're currently down close to almost 2.5% or 2.25%, sitting at a difference of 2.29% currently right now. Bitcoin is still, going down its trend, basically at $93,000 right now. It'd be interesting to see if we can still hold that 90K range. If we go below that, then obviously we'll probably see a reduction in many cryptocurrencies. Ethereum currently right now is below 3,400 right now, sitting at $3,300. XRP is cooling off a little bit too as well. Again, for XRP, it'd be interesting to see if we can stay within that $1.30 range. Do I see it dropping below that? The only way I see it dropping below 130 is that if probably Bitcoin goes below 90K, but that's just my thought process. Also too as well, Cardano is below $1 currently right now. It did drop below $1, I believe, yesterday too. And so, if it continues this downtrend, Cardano will definitely be a crypto that I continue to add to my bag, as well as XRP. And as well as Stellar, if it continues in the current trend that it's been going down. But it is currently down on 24-hour, down almost close to a little bit over 15%. But it is still up over 91% in the past 7 days. So those types of returns are just unreal. And even if I look at the past 7 days, right? Look at that. Number one, Stellar, right? So, I think that, if it continues this trend, I will be a buyer probably next. If it's down this way, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, after, Thanksgiving and things of that nature. And obviously people are going to be talking about crypto and no telling when that Brad Garlinghouse interview drops. I'm hoping it's maybe this Sunday, but it might be next Sunday. We don't know yet. We're, waiting on an official announcement on that. But it'd be interesting to see how well crypto does after Thanksgiving, because a lot of people might be wanting to get involved in the crypto market if they haven't been participating in it already. So just my thought process on that. But before we get into content, quick shameless plug. Feel free to follow me on my Twitter. Sometimes it's easier for me to tweet than it is for me to make a video. This crypto space news is happening so rapidly right now. And so it's a great way for you to stay in contact with me. Or if you want to stay updated what's going on in the just overall crypto space, feel free to follow me on my casual crypto investor X account. All right. So a couple of fun things before I get into the article for you guys. First thing, interesting tweet by Levi Crypto. Basically, he says Ripple transferred $250 million to unknown wallet after SEC emergency meeting to discuss settlement for XRP lawsuit. So I don't know. Could the settlement maybe be happening before the end of the year? As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I probably don't really see anything happening until after Gary Gensler gets, booted out on January 20th. But again, that's just a theory, and I don't really have hard, facts to support that. But hey, if something happens before that, you can expect the price probably of XRP to skyrocket again and get a really nice pump if a settlement does happen prior to Gary Gensler leaving the office. But we shall see what happens with that. I don't necessarily see that happening. I think Gary is just going to be a lame duck chair and just going to ride out the past couple of weeks, take his PTO, and January 20th he'll be officially out. So, but we'll see. Well, I'll definitely subscribe so that way you can stay updated in regards to that. I'll definitely be keeping on top of that to make sure that I can bring you that information as it drops. All right. And then next up, I found this kind of funny. I found this hilarious. Breaking. I don't know if it's true or not. Again, they had breaking news. El Salvador President Nayib Bukele has banned Jim Cramer from entering the market. Literally a couple of weeks ago, I think it was like last Friday or so, Jim Cramer was talking about buy Bitcoin. And all of a sudden, Bitcoin is like now down. Now down like $7,000. So it's the Jim Cramer effect. I know I like to poke a lot of fun at Jim, and I know he doesn't control everything, but yeah, it's just funny that anytime he like anytime that he promotes something, it literally turns to mush. So it's just funny when it happens. So not sure if that was true or not. Just trying to have some crypto fun here, and wanted to share you that content. And then next up too as well, this is big for XRP. So apparently, Wisdom Tree Funds has registered for an ETF or in Delaware for an XRP ETF. So we shall see what happens with this. I'm super pumped. I think obviously I'm torn on ETFs because on one end, I like it because obviously what's going to have to happen is that these ETFs are going to have a certain amount of XRP on their books. But at the same time, too, it does, lend the fact that people can manipulate, the cost of XRP potentially with an ETF. Just my thoughts. So I don't know. What do you think about this? Are you pro ETF? Are you anti ETF? Let me know in the comments what you think about that, especially when it comes to crypto. Let me know if you're pro ETF or anti ETF when it comes to that. But, I'm kind of in the middle with it. I can kind of go either way. But right now, it is going to help with getting more and more traditional investors involved with crypto. So on that end, I am supportive of it, but at the same time too, I know, it's just another vehicle for people to manipulate the market. So that's where I kind of have a hard time with it. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. And let's get into this article. So it says XLM price soars 450% in a month. What's next for Stellar? And so, with these crazy price jumps that have happened over the past couple of weeks, it's going to be interesting to see where XLM goes. And I think it's definitely one of those cryptocurrencies that you definitely want to have your eye on moving forward, towards the end of this year, as well as moving into 2025. So let's get into some of the factors fueling the current rally. So as the article states, many attribute XLM's price momentum to its growing utility in real-world transactions. As CNF reported, Stellar's primary use case is enabling cross-border transactions. The network allows users to execute swift and cost-effective international money transfers and robust platform for tokenizing real-world assets. So that's kind of the core fundamentals of Stellar, very similar to XRP. So they kind of do very much do the same thing. But I definitely think that XRP has done a better job in terms of working with larger financial institutions. Don't get me wrong. Stellar has worked with large institutions too as well, and has worked with they're working with countries and states, and I'll show that information in an article in just in a second. But let's get through this. It's basically the article also states that Stellar's collaboration with financial institutions like MoneyGram and Franklin Templeton also adds tangible use cases for its network. Its real-world application for payments distinguishes it from other largely speculative projects. Moreover, Stellar has already partnered with IBM to integrate decentralized finance infrastructure, such as alliances might help Stellar reach $1 by 2025. And honestly, I definitely feel like that's very much on the table. Right now Stellar's at 44 cents, so it's almost halfway there. So depending on if more news breaks or if Stellar gets a big contract or more and more things, more partnerships happen with Stellar, I definitely think that Stellar can easily reach $1. And I definitely could see Stellar reaching $1 easily into 2025. Just my thought process on that. But moving on, furthermore, the network's technological benefits have boosted Stellar's recent surge. Stellar's co-founder Jed McCaleb revealed in a recent CNF article that the network processes 10 times more daily transactions than Ethereum, showcasing its efficiency and reliability, and also too as well its cost. Because I know, as you know, if you've ever tried to, get involved with other projects and had to buy Ethereum and then convert it to, it's just a nightmare and it's very expensive. So, I think with Stellar, that's another edge that it has. Moving on, says McCaleb highlighted other accomplishments of Stellar, like its on-chain governance system and Soroban, a smart contract platform built for safety and efficiency. He also added that Stellar's extremely low transaction fees, as I just mentioned, make it a strong contender for digital payments of most goods. Stellar's engineering quality and developer-friendly documentation add to its appeal by enabling application development and network adoption. McCaleb also praised the network's simplicity and capabilities, including built-in stablecoin issuance and token generalization and decentralized change. So obviously Stellar has a lot of, great things going for it. And I definitely could see it as being a major player in the whole, payment spectrum. And so it's going to be interesting to see that, to see what happens with Stellar. But, for me, it's definitely one of those cryptocurrencies that I'm still going to be adding to my bag. And then most recently, which I also think could be another catalyst for Stellar's price, and this also comes with some controversy too as well. And so the state of Wyoming is looking to have their own stablecoin. They're looking to launch their own stablecoin project. And so Charles Hoskinson from Cardano has somewhat questioned because some of the companies that were not looked at or not brought to the table or not considered were obviously Cardano as well as XRP. And so in the article, it mentioned that mentioned that Charles Hoskinson, founder, shared a mail he received from the Wyoming Commission, highlighted selected networks after careful analysis by blockchain selection. Working group notably chains like Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and Stellar and Sui made the cut, but obviously Cardano and Ripple were overlooked in those in that particular, offering or a potential job contract that they were looking to maybe launch Wyoming stablecoin with. And so obviously this could be a huge catalyst for if Stellar does win that, because if Stellar can maybe win one state, maybe two, maybe three, more and more states might want to use the Stellar platform to launch their own individual stablecoin. And it's going to be interesting to see how these states are going to maybe every state will have its own stablecoin, but I'll be interested to see how they particularly would use that. I don't know what, I don't know how they would, I don't know what an example of like, okay, so, do I want to buy like, what would serve me to have a Wyoming stablecoin unless I want to like, now one thing would be interesting if you had a Wyoming stablecoin or a Hawaii stablecoin or California or Virginia or wherever stablecoin, and you can get some type of like interest or yield on that stablecoin. That would be pretty interesting, right? But it'd be interesting to see how these state stablecoins, what would they use it for, and would there be an opportunity from an investment standpoint to invest in these particular stablecoins and get some type of yield back? So let me know in the comments what you think. Are you pro Stellar? Do you like Stellar? Are you adding it to your portfolio, or is it one of those cryptos that you never really got involved with? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take it easy. Later.